Hello everyone, welcome to a new video of the indicator store, and today we are presenting a new indicator that uses the technique SMC Smart Money Concepts. And in this case, what we are looking here, we have several things. First, we detect pivots like this. And we are using the logic that we are using from long time ago, the swing indicator, the TIS swing indicator. You can find the links on the description. On this indicator, we've searched pivot with just two parameters, the strength to the left and the strength to the right. We can see those parameters here, where we have the strength to the left, the strength to the right. That means that each pivot is the maximum high for the last n bar and also the maximum high for the following n bars. This is important to take into account because we need at least this number of bars to know that this was a pivot. Then once we have the pivots, then we can label those pivots according to the market structure. And what we are using here is the smart money concept configuration, where we define two different type of pivots. POS is break of structure, where we are just doing a continuation, like here. We are breaking the high pivot, making new highs. So the structure has not changed. The other type of pivot is the change of character or structure, because we are changing the direction of the trend. This pivot was a change of the direction because we are coming down and then we are now going up. Now, on this case, where we have a break of structure, we also define an area, and we can see that we have a current low pivot. We need to break that low pivot to the downside to convert that low pivot into a change of character. Now we are also drawing an area of price from the last low pivot and the current break of structure. And also we draw fib levels from that low to that high. The red area is expensive, the green area is cheap, so we should buy cheap and sell expensive. So those levels will be on the red area if we are going down. But currently we have an uptrend, so the levels are here. Those levels are fib levels that we can define. If we draw a fib retracement from the low to the break of structure, we can see that we are using 61.8 and 78.6, but we can define those levels. This is the area where we should be entering long, unless this pivot is broken. So those parameters are also available from the input parameters, where we can see, let's say that you want to trade between the 50 and the 61 point, you can change the values on this area. Those are the values for the pivots, the strength to the left and to the right. We can also change the break confirmation type, because here we are using the close. Let's say the close is the most used parameter, but if, for example, if we select weak, that means that, for example, now this pivot needs to be broken to change the direction to the downside. But let's say the market goes down, breaking that pivot, but at the end the bar finish closing on the other side. So we have a candle touching the level, breaking the low pivot level, but closing over. If we select the method weak, then we are changing the direction. But if we select close, then even if the wick is below the pivot, then that pivot is not considered broken. That means if we select wick, we have more fake reversals. This indicator not only shows the pivot levels, but also it shows the area, the price area with the levels to enter long or short. But it has also plots that we can use from Builder, NinjaScript, or markers. The plots are these, where we can enable longs. This plot is active when we are inside this area, and enable shorts is active when the trend is to the downside and we are near this area on the red price area. Then we have another plot for the trend, where the trend can be 1 or -1 depending on the trend direction. On this case, the trend is +1. So we can use those plots from markers or Builder to automate this or any other setup to use as a filter. For example, we can enter long as the price enters this area, just trading those areas. Or maybe we can also filter another signal that is at the same place. For example, if we have a long signal near this area, then we can use this as a filter to enable another signal. We have another indicator that can be used together with this. This is the order block. I am going to create another video for this, but this is the perfect companion for the market structure. Because here we are detecting the blocks, the order blocks, and they are better if they are happening in the same area. Currently, we can see that this indicator is showing a short, but here we are waiting for a long down below. Here it is looking for a short, but by the way, on the other indicator, we are also on a short area. The problem is this indicator is trending to the upside, but we can trade this indicator on different ways, because this is an area expensive to go long, but we can enter short. So, but we can use it in several ways. The trend is to the upside, and then we can go short. Everything that is happening here is not institutional traffic, because this is the range institutional, where institutions are waiting to come back to this area to complete unfinished orders. When this trade is confirmed, then the following range is going to be higher, because this area is no longer of interest. Unless, of course, we break that pivot low, then if we have a close below that low pivot, then this low pivot becomes a change of character pivot, and then we have a new area, but now with the areas in the red area. For more info, you can contact me on the chat room that we have on Discord. The access is free, and the instructions are on the description of this video. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.